I bet that Eric Owens joins in immediately. Dude.
Yeah, that came from your Periscope dive, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I have some comments about that.
Did you last
I'm
one
a
get?
little, I'm a little worried for you, to be honest.
Did you get kicked on your last one?
Yeah, only for 6 hours. Here, I'm gonna.
You got banned for 6 hours.
Yeah, that's all it says. Here we go. Here we go.
I can't. I can totally believe that.
That's all it was. All right. Another Sunday. Whiskey wagers in the house. Yeah, let's go. First off the bat, I just want to get this out of the way so we can move on from this. Fuck the San Diego Chargers. Fuck you. I lost all my money because of the San Diego fucking Chargers.
Philip Rivers is a dream killer.
I'm just checking the audio real quick because it looks different. All right. We're good. All right. Sorry. It looked different to me and I didn't want to go through like we did with Hayes.
Yeah, get fucking an hour and a half. That was trash.
But yeah, I put a $30 parlay down. Cowboys, Chargers, Chiefs, fucking out. And you said the Chiefs are fucking getting beat right now too, so I might not have even made it. You know, whatever.
Philip Rivers is a dream killer.
He's a dream killer.
That's all he does.
But we've got a in studio guest today. Coming live. You can see on the YouTube live. He also brought treats. Brought us a nice Colorado whiskey. I might even move this so they can see your beautiful moneymaker.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's what makes the money.
Look how nicely grown that beard is right now.
I actually did put some effort into it recently. It was kind of full hobo.
The old caveman.
Full Hoboken. But the guest in studio, James Massy. Yep, let's go, Fada.
Clap for myself. Yeah, I'm conceited.
Little golf clap. Yeah, what's up, dude? Glad to have you in.
I've been good. It's been a long time since I think we've all gotten to sit down and hang out.
No kidding.
So why not do it on the podcast, right?
James brought up, and I completely spaced this, but we were talking about brewing beer at one point.
Yeah.
If you remember that.
Yeah, I've brewed a batch here.
Yeah, we talked about it one time. James brews beers, man.
Dude, I used to. Yeah. I will make the definition that I was.
Did you do 5-gallon batches?
No, bro, we were like 60 barrel.
Oh, no shit.
I was at a legit brewery.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's that like? Because that process always seemed really interesting to me.
Well, as an avid fan of the podcast, Zirkle has done a good job of kind of explaining it before, but it's really, he was spot on. It's not as hard as people think. Brewing beer is surprisingly easy. You just have to be super fucking clean.
Yep.
And
sterilization, man.
Sterilization and making sure like air is your biggest enemy. Oxygen's the biggest enemy of beer. So as long as you stay away from that.
I did super small batches. I started off with a 1-gallon glass carb because I didn't know if I was going to get into it, but I started off with the 1 gallon, eventually got the 5-gallon food grade bucket, but it's really no different. You do the same thing. Your recipe just increases more. The one thing I liked about the small gallon batch with the 1 gallon is you could use the little carb tabs. I don't imagine
the little they look packets
like
drop in.
They look like the ones I had. They were like almost like jelly beans, candy, like a gobstopper. You dropped them in each individual beer. I don't imagine you could do that with batches that you're brewing big. Like you're gonna have to carbonate it with.
I feel like that's
high level.
I feel like that's the real gateway drug.
So you have your to kind of like break it down.
Jelly beans to beer. Here, children, eat these.
And those are just carbonation tabs. All that does is create a carb inside of it.
Foam, yeah.
So what they do
what would happen if you ate one of those?
Oh fuck! It's like Pop Rocks times 1,000. Don't drink Diet Coke with it; you'll die.
Yeah,
fucking die. But so like essentially what the process is that you go through. You have your brew house, you have your hot tank, and your cold liquor tank. And that's where you get your water from. The most expensive thing, like brewing in general, is a cash heavy business.
I love that
you
word.
You have to have a ton of cash. A brewery. The act of creating beer.
Someone would have invented that word. brewery. I can say that.
Yeah, I have no problems. I don't sound like an idiot at all.
You all sound as dumb as me now.
But so essentially, like I said, you have your hot and your cold liquor tanks. And then you have mash in, so you get all of your Pilsner malt, whatever. Caramel 60 is what we used a lot too at the brewery that I worked at, Caramel 10. But when you would you would grind all that up, get in your mash tank, introduce hot water, and strip the sugar from all of that, because that's what the yeast is going to eat to actually create.
When yeast and
ferment
sugar
alcohol.
fuck, they make alcohol.
Essentially.
Babies.
And it's a beautiful thing. Once you got it out of there, though, to carbonate it, you put it in a bright tank, and there's a piece in the bright tank called a carb stone, and essentially you just shoot CO2 through it, and it's like perforated super heavy.
Right, so you're percolating carbonation through the beer.
Exactly, and basically
through the mash at this point, right?
Yeah, and at that point, once you hit like 15 psi, you pull it off. You have a special tool. I forget what it's called. Probably didn't pay attention as much as I should have. But you just attach it. It puts beer in there. You shake it up. You get all the carbonation out of it, and that's how you know where you're at on the carbonation level. So it's like he said, though, it's amazingly easy. And the other great fact about the place that I worked at was that we also distilled. So we made gin.
That's different.
A bunch of stuff.
That's definitely different than beer in the sense of it can be dangerous if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, right, because you have your fucking self up.
Just a higher alcohol concentration.
Not only that, like you're dealing with
higher pressure.
Yeah, you have to like flash stuff over, create steam, and then like let it drip. So
right, and for the spirits to separate from
exactly,
water.
and you have to like it's a lot more hands on.
I mean,
like beer, it's basically like once you get it into a fermentation
you just
tank,
leave it.
Yeah,
you set it and forget it.
I literally put it in that closet here. I did it. I set it in there for 2 weeks,
which is a great place for it.
So right temperature, darkness, and just you put the topper on and you watch it bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of distilleries, I know we talked about this, but for anybody that listens to the podcast and knows anything,
what's up, Eric?
Reach out. We want to do a white label whiskey with a Whiskey Wagers label on it, so I need to find a distillery and get some numbers and stuff for that. That's
the awesome thing is that like so there's been a lot of conversation with breweries in Indiana and it possibly being a bubble, and it definitely is. I think
there's a lot.
There's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of places.
Indiana has a shitload of breweries though.
Oh yeah,
in the last 5 years,
it's surprising. Everywhere. Like you think there's only like 4 or 5.
They just built a new Upland in Fountain Square.
Did they?
Yeah, it's
tight. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, right.
Like it happens overnight, and like with having gone to as many beer festivals as I did and meet a lot of those people in the industry, a lot of them had the same feeling of like, okay, what's going to happen in the 5-year span? Like, is craft beer going to stay where it's at, or is people going to revert back?
That's a huge micro, economy right now. It's exploding.
And like I said, because it's so cash heavy, you have so many people who invest early on into something that they don't completely understand, and then you see so many of them close. Well, like 3 Wiseman closed out.
Boomer.
Like, who would have expected that shit?
Yeah, their boomer bust factor is really high.
Damn.
Yeah, the one on Broad Ripple right there. They're done.
They've been closing.
And actually, the head brewer that I worked with, who's absolutely amazing, I will shout her out because she's fantastic. Keely Tomlinson. She knows her shit. Like she's one of the best people I've ever worked with.
Brewmaster.
But yeah, she's well regarded in the industry, and like that's the other side of it is that you have to be so social networked.
Oh yeah, just because of the demographic of the people involved. Yeah.
And like it very much
live in that world.
Yeah, it very much is a club. Like once you know your stuff, once you're capable of doing it, and people see it, you're a part of it no matter what you want. So.
I like that.
No, sounds like they had great products. I mean, they must have just made some bad business decisions with their cash and financing.
With 3 Wiseman, I don't know the whole story. But for the most part, from what everyone could tell, is that there was a change in ownership, and then
just poorly ran, maybe,
or at least that's what I know about it. Like I said, I didn't work there. I didn't have anything to do with it.
It's really, at the end of the day, you still got to know how to run a business.
Yeah, and the thing with small business too is you don't have a ton of reserves. So if you make one big mistake, that can put you under real quick.
Oh, absolutely. Or put you in a situation where you got to sell, and then you don't have control of your brand anymore.
Exactly.
So, if you lose more than 50%, your investors. And especially
if you have an investor, maybe it's just all funded by you or whatever too.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the owner of my place did. He
just fronted all of the capital.
Yeah, I mean, he owns a company that did like brewery warehouse software.
Oh, okay.
So like distribution software directly made for major breweries.
That's where
it's one of the biggest companies. I don't want to put him on blast or anything like that.
How digitalized is a brewery that you need software?
Well, it's how specialized. So there's a lot of things that come with shipping beer, and a lot of law and regulation that comes into it. So
Okay.
like everything has to be invoiced down to the gallon.
What a weird
even
thing
though
to just,
everything
be so
in
picky about.
well, yeah, but and then even so,
I
like
guess it's a
everything.
consumable good.
So on the distribution side, everything is done differently than on the brewing side. So when you distribute it, it's all by like gallon weight, whereas
Sure.
everything's brewed by barrel. So like you have a barrel, that's your standard in a brewery.
Right.
You have a half keg, which is like the normal keg that everybody sees. That's like the big one that like,
That's
oh,
a
yeah,
half keg.
that's a half barrel.
Man, we've been drinking like shit.
Yeah. You step your fucking game up. You guys
those are rookie numbers.
fucking step your shit up. But like, yeah, so
we're having a
everything's-
half kegger.
I've been to the distribution center up on the north side. They do the Miller Coors Monarch, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been there. Like I went back there
They
in
do, like,
college on a
soda and
tour.
stuff,
Oh, bro, I had to take deliveries there.
It's amazing to see how huge it is and the operation, like from getting it picked off the warehouse shelf in a loader, then put it on the line, and eventually, going through all this other shit, even from the coolers to a truck, and then it makes it to a store eventually.
Yeah.
But it's like
That's
the
why
warehouse is huge.
That's why logistics is such a big market.
But that's also the thing that most people don't see is when it comes to liquor, the federal government's so involved that like the amount of money and time it takes
they
to
want
get
a
your beer
repeat of the
distributed.
20s.
Yeah, like the amount of time.
That shit was
money,
embarrassing.
Like, dude, it's ridiculous how much how much effort you have to put in
I've
just for
noticed that.
moving beer from like this location to this one.
It's like that with money too.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
but that makes more sense.
Then imagine trying to import your shit. That's totally different. If you're not a domestic beer going into importing,
Well, and there's weird
that's a
regulation around
fucking challenge.
like what you can and can't call a beer in America too. It
Yeah.
has to have a certain alcohol percentage. It has to have a certain percentage of hops. There's a bunch of qualifying factors. Like Germany, you can get unfiltered beer. There's all kinds of different shit out there.
And that was something that I was way more interested in to figuring out while I was there. Like figuring out like how to brew, all that stuff. That was awesome. Like
Right.
learning that process and
Right.
being involved was fantastic.
Scientific.
But the business side of it,
Oh yeah.
for me specifically, was so much more interesting than the actual act of creating it.
I always think it's really interesting to look at how businesses are run, look at their business models and how they spend their dollars, because it's like a little game. It's this puzzle that everybody has to figure out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting for sure. Like my senior year of college, we had to do that as like your senior capstone. You had to like run a business for an entire semester, and you competed against the other groups.
Oh yeah.
And it was actually pretty fun. Like it was like a game because you had this computer program, everybody was making products, and it was like interesting because you could make product, like you could have a high-end, high-dollar luxury product, and you had to do certain things to sell a luxury product. You're not going to sell as much, but you make more money. You could
Right.
target like the Walmart strategy, like we're going to try to hit everybody. We're going to have kind of just a middle of the road thing, and you could have a low end. And there's so many things that go into that. There's the marketing, the production side of like how much product you make, because if you have leftover product, you fucked up and you're sitting on stuff and inventory. But I mean that was a cool thing to do, to see how everything ties in. It's not just one facet. You have to run everything.
And by the way, on a personal note, I appreciate you having small business owners like the other guests that you've had on this podcast, because it illuminates something that a lot of people don't understand.
Oh yeah.
Is that like, yeah, you have to put in a lot of work, but you can work for yourself and be successful.
Yeah. No, and I think, and I got a lot of feedback on this.
You can pull that mic to you, bro.
Like the one
I definitely will.
Yeah, like the one we did with
leaning forward is not all that fun.
There you go.
my organs.
A couple of shots and a beer now.
Cozy up.
No, but that one we did with Zach, where he explained like the process of making his business a business, like filing for the paperwork and stuff. I got a lot of feedback. People were like, I didn't really like ever realize that's what you had to fucking do.
Right.
And so I think that's weird. To me, it's weird that there aren't more people that understand that process, especially like in the Midwest and small towns, because I feel like that's more common here than anywhere.
Well, yeah. Well, like and especially like in a place like Greenfield or Indiana, like in particularly, like
this is like
owning and running. Yeah, well, like owning and running a small business isn't like a dream that's like this far off thing like being an NBA player or in the NFL.
It's totally doable.
Totally something that's right there. And like you just have to have the initiative to do it. And like I think that's why you see a lot of people.
Well, it is risky.
Situation
There's some risk involved.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because you're investing time
and you're sacrificing your way of life too. I mean, you're completely altering how you live at that point.
Yeah,
that's a total lifestyle change. That's a hard thing to do. Most people can't even fucking get a different haircut, let alone change their career, their whole lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's like people who are like diehard fucking Bud Light. Nothing but Bud Light.
Yeah, how am I gonna afford my 12-pack every night?
I was bring it.
Why not?
Full circle, folks, for everybody. Full circle
for the
back
beers.
to beer.
Yeah, but being your own boss would be the dream, though, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, ultimately, I think that's my goal.
I've always compared it to like owning your house versus renting it. Like, you rent it, you're working for somebody else's mortgage.
Right.
Like when you own it, you're paying for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very similar like that to me. It's an investment in you and yourself, but you got to make the jump. That's probably the hard part for most people. That or people underestimating like the time that it takes to go in and do all those things. It's probably overwhelming. A lot of people probably just do it off a whim and
that's why most people don't. I
think. Or don't succeed.
Or don't succeed. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there has to be you have to do research, like with anything. Like even, starting the podcast, we did boatloads of research and still do continuously to try and improve it and find better methods of, getting new listeners and shit like that. But it's exhausting if you're not passionate about it.
Oh yeah. And that like, that goes for pretty much any kind of branding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just kind of the nature of the beast, is that you have to put in so much work to get it going. And
that's hard to do though when you're trying to do like something that was a hobby for you that you turn into a business, because then it leaves a sour taste in your mouth with the thing that you love.
And your guys' business being talking.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy if you can just carry a conversation or
Yeah,
I mean it is, but it isn't. It's like I would say it's hard to do well.
Yeah, it's one of those anyone can do. It's hard. Yeah,
because I don't know, like if you listen to somebody and they do it well, it just seems so natural. Like, oh, I could go talk for an hour and not have dead time and maintain interesting conversations. But like when you try to do it, especially our first couple episodes, like
rough.
We were nervous. Like you just couldn't. Now I don't have any of that. But like imagine just trying to get together with somebody and be like, hey, we're gonna go talk for an hour and a half and put it on a live stream and record it, put it out,
and
like
let a bunch of people listen to our bullshit. But I wonder if anybody's gonna like this dumb shit.
Be comfortable in yourself. Like you can't have insecurity in something like this
at all.
Like because you have to walk away from it.
I mean this with the best of intentions, but our listeners literally violently pick apart our shows on a regular basis. I get feedback all the time, like, you don't fucking know that. That's not, or like, hey man, your audio is garbage this time. Like, all right, bro, like we're trying.
Well, it's like that's the first critique that I had, like when we talked about this podcast in general. Like the first critique I had was the audio could be better. Like,
well, we just had some like I actually think our audio is really good most of the time. There we just had a couple of like little faux pas, for lack of a better word. You shut the fuck up, James.
About your podcast.
I mean, we were sharing a mic there till about
no, were you really?
Anytime
we had a guest, so we only had these two mics. So me and him would like have to swap it around.
I'm amazed you bought great mic stands because you can't hear it moving.
No, you can't hear them.
I just come on them all the time, so they don't squeak at all. Yeah,
you disgusting
pre-show. No, I did it like right before you got here.
I don't want to know where that's. Smell that mic guard.
Yeah, it's that new car smell. Yeah, that's what my shit smells like.
It's just new car.
Yeah, I only eat like Armor All wipes.
Dude, earlier. I don't know if you guys have this. So I was
okay.
I was this is kind of random, but we gave my dog a bath, and then when she got out, she was like making this sound like a licking sound, and it was the most satisfying fucking sound I've ever heard in my life. Does anybody do you have like
some ASMR shit?
Do you have any sounds that like you're like, dude, that's pleasing? I didn't even know, but I was like, that is so fucking satisfying. It was weird. And then the other one is like stirring up mashed potatoes. Sounds like wet pussy.
Yeah, I can't even do it.
Sounds like wet puss though.
It's impossible to recreate.
I don't have sounds necessarily, but like smells, like the smell of gasoline for whatever reason.
Gas has always been a good one.
Even like
gas.
a skunk from a distance.
Yeah, that's how you know if somebody smokes weed.
It was one time I didn't inhale.
I love that skunk smell.
Dude, I still do
Fresh
that.
cut.
If I pass like roadkill and it's a skunk, or like even off in the distance, I smell it, I'm like, somebody's got some good fucking weed. Like,
roll that window down.
Yeah, let it in.
I remember one time.
Nobody's gonna be mad.
One time, Chad's dad was talking to us about smoking pot. And, I mean, I'm sure we were baked. This was a long time ago. But he's like, I don't know why anybody would want to smoke something that smells like a skunk's ass. We were fucking cracking up. We're like, you just don't know.
Smoke.
If you knew, you'd know.
It's so funny how that flip flops too, because like to any non-smoker, they're like, oh my god, that smells horrendous. Where
I feel like tobacco's the same way.
If you enjoy weed, if that's something that like you want to do, you are drawn to that smell.
What about like, do you like the way it tastes, like with edibles and stuff that tastes really weedy? Because I've heard a lot of people that smoke and enjoy smoking. They're like, I fucking hate cooking that shit in my house. It smells awful.
I like the smell of it cooking. The taste
like
is
nutty.
always the same. Like yeah, exactly.
Nutty.
Like the taste is always the same. So it's not like something that like I'm surprised by, or that I'm a fan of, or like that I pick apart. But I did, like, you started it, and I have to talk about the ASMR kick in the world is one of those things that I just wholeheartedly do not understand. And I pride myself in internet, like understanding the internet and seeing where that's know what like trending and means, what's going.
I wouldn't say I'm like into ASMR. I just like caught myself. I was like, dude, it sounds so good.
That's exactly what it is.
But I couldn't see myself.
I
couldn't see myself
time on Reddit
listening to my dog for like 10 minutes. Like I wouldn't put headphones on and do
What
it.
is ASMR for those that don't know?
Audio sensory something. I'm not positive on
it's like Asperger's.
You went full Asperger. Like it's just like sounds. So like
onomatopoeias.
There's some weird ones
if you
too,
run
like,
your hand through sand, it creates a certain sound. And
some
somebody likes that, or like it gets even worse. So people eating crunchy shit,
like a pickle.
Like I'm sure there's some things that have happened on this podcast.
My strange
somebody's
addiction.
Like, that's my fucking trigger. It gets me going.
I've seen
I hope I trigger that a lot.
I dated a girl who was like hardcore into ASMR and like the eating stuff.
The eating ones are different.
I feel weird kisser.
Yeah,
100%.
I have heard ones that are like relaxing though. It'll be like a chick with like a real soothing voice, and she almost like whispers like and tells a story or something, and she's like had an accent, and it was just relaxing. Like they have really amazing audio setup. It's just like the way she almost like whispers to you, like, I'm going into the store.
It was a fucking
like it was super.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was a Super Bowl commercial for beer. Like the girl sitting on a mountain, she cracks open a beer and she pours it.
That sound,
and they literally like took the whole thing, and then she whispers in the mic. She's like, Modelo.
Yeah,
like I don't know if it was Modelo,
something
but like she
that.
ends it that way,
right.
And like everybody shit their
dude.
pants
I'll look up and
commercial.
What I'm gonna do is I'll look one up real quick, and we can play it through there so people don't.
Yeah, I definitely
just play it.
I don't have a lot of experience.
I will say my one thing that I'm like, okay, I can listen to this and I get an actual physical or emotional reaction out of it is like natural sounds. So like water, I'm a big fan. Yeah. Like so like rain hitting a roof.
Yeah,
like
I'm into that too.
Me and my girlfriend.
Anything with water.
All the time.
Here's one that says helping you with sleep, and it's a woman. So like those are the ones that I remember hearing that were super chill.
I wonder if that comes from like listening to a female voice when you're in utero.
Well, for me,
where that transference
with the nature thing, like I'm a big fan of winter. So like if I have like snow or something like that, like
I know
that's my favorite thing. And like really if you hear like, so there's a fresh snow. Oh my god, it's going in the background. When there's like a fresh snow on the ground and like you can hear the muffled sound. like hearing sounds muffled by snow is a trigger for me. Like I'm like, oh
or like,
shit,
like
like
that
I love it.
compression of snowflakes
Yeah.
when you step on it.
So
I like
there's
the
there's
feeling when you walk on snow.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
There literally
This took
though,
a weird turn. I'm enjoying this.
well, yeah, no, literally there is
I wish I hadn't come so much before you got here.
Literally there's a YouTube video of like this, like it looks like a dude's backyard, but
Okay.
he's got a little pond and it's the middle of winter and there's fresh snow on the ground and there's ducks in the pond. And the sounds they make in the water ripple off of the snow. So it's slightly muffled and then it comes through. It's the most soothing thing in the world for me.
I'm into that.
I've got it set up. Thought
no.
You'll be able to hear it in the headphones. You won't.
It's
able to,
okay.
unfortunately, James,
It's
but
okay.
so people can
Here,
hear.
come over here and listen.
Oh,
to
yeah.
it.
Oh, did this turn? Okay, well, here we go.
It's not playing through the headphones.
I can hear it through his mic.
Oh, my bad. My mic came undone. Let me redo it.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Again,
See, I can't do that.
I feel like I'm gonna get raped. In a good way though.
Of course, we have. They're not. It's not transferring through the cable to the board.
It works. This is how we do
Fucking
This is how we do like the intro song and everything.
Yeah, you should be good now. I don't hear it.
Turning it up now.
You have it turned up higher.
Yeah, I just Can you hear?
Yeah. So
just
I already
barely.
heard it. I know what's going on, but enjoy for the moment.
Pouring water,
That is soothing.
isn't it?
Ah,
Wait till she does her whisper talk.
I can't do that. That's the worst part. I'm so glad I don't have headphones and I can't hear it. Sorry, I'm ruining it.
It's so much more immersive.
It's worse. It's literally the worst.
That's really good for helping music. Yeah, would you be so kind to make a cup of tea? Of course. I'll be right back.
Oh,
It's weird because you just have to you have to struggle a little bit to hear it, which makes it more like
no, it makes it
you,
worse.
you lean into it more.
I cannot handle it. I'm so glad I don't have headphones right now. I'd take them off.
Here, I'll do one more. This one is
I wanna-
is called All Up in Your Ears.
I want to hear. I want to hear old Greg do this.
The hottest mixtape of 2019.
All
All
up
up
in
in
your
your
ears.
ears.
I want to hear old
See
Greg
what she
do
brings.
this.
Hello, everybody.
Ooh, this one's better. She has a good microphone.
Do a close-up ear whispering video
At least she could it's at night when everyone's asleep.
by Audible.
Well, yeah, it's an easy way
A
to
little
make money.
pop in her voice is
If
fucking
you
awful.
don't know, is the hub
Yeah, it's
for
because they're
the
all
most
awful.
books in the entire world.
I could strangle bait to this.
URL, which is audible.com.
You can strangle bait to anything, Fano.
That's probably true.
But that's ASMR. I wanted to link it up just so people did know.
Yeah. So you have a base, and if you are at least slightly an internet person, you probably already knew about it.
What the purpose of this is just mostly anti-anxiety. Is that
Oh,
drive?
absolutely,
Okay.
People get
absolutely.
get
But also,
relaxed
just
from
like
it.
I guess it's like there's so many different levels of it. So like if you're one of those people that are into like people eating food, like maybe it's like some kind of weird gluttonous thing that comes with it.
Dude, if people would
But-
pay me to just eat on camera, I would do it all the time.
They will.
I need to
Like
find
you
those people.
don't
Hey,
even have to
word.
put in effort.
get
Yeah,
at
but-
me if you guys are into this. I don't care what you
100%.
do with it. You can do
Most
whatever.
of it-
I'll stream every
Most of
meal
the
I
eating
have.
stuff is like super gluttonous though. Like
Oh,
you have to
it
be
always
filthy.
is, though.
You have to
Because-
be filthy, like get barbecue all over your chest
I'm
and
not into
and
that.
that's-
fucking stuffed pizza with like mayo on it. There's that one chick that I've seen on TLC, and there's like like those porn cams kind of, but she will like sit. She's super big, and she'll sit in like a bra and panties, and
Yep.
she'll eat like 3 pizzas with covered in mayo with
Yep.
like chocolate sauce and mayo,
She's on that
and
Michael
barbecue.
Phelps diet.
And these
Fucking,
dudes
like,
pay her
40,000
like
calories.
these dudes pay her big time to
Fucking
do that.
that's
Like,
what I'm
she's
saying,
getting
like,
tons
fuck
of
me
And then-
up.
Like, well, not only that, like, let's be
I'll eat-
honest.
I'll eat
here,
every
that it
Dagwood you have.
reinforces shitty behavior.
Who cares?
Like,
She's rich,
shitty-
bitch.
She is, and that's a crazy fucking part of it, man. Or at
I'll
least
tell
to
you,
me, like,
I will
get it.
say,
I get it because people are gonna pay for anything.
Yeah.
It's.
Oh,
like,
I thought
just
about
the
waxing
nature of
my
people.
feet and just selling pictures.
I'm
of them.
searching
you
fat
could
girl
instantly.
eating fetish.
Dude.
It's
and
on Vice
here-
right
this
here.
is-
600-pound
a
mom gets
Vice.
paid to
Look at that.
eat.
This
Yeah.
is the weirdest occupation I've ever seen.
Erotic
Like, that's the other
eating.
thing. Like, you don't even have to like eat interestingly.
This is the girl
Like, you
I've
can
seen.
just be a person eating
She's a-
food.
I
and
gotta put
make
this
a
in,
YouTube
too.
She's
channel
an
and make
amateur
millions.
eater.
Yeah,
I gotta put this one in too.
and
It's
like
the,
anybody who's like,
she's
this
a
is my
feeding model.
profession.
That's what she's
A
called.
feeding
She's
model.
a feeding model.
Dude,
Well,
I'll-
like, have you heard of the chicks that get paid just to take money from people? They're
Like,
financial
just for hand-
dominatrixes.
Sugar.
No,
sugar
no.
babies?
This is beyond sugar babies. So like sugar babies, there's the idea that you will eventually have sex with these people, and that's why you pay them money. Whereas
Here.
financial domination is a
Shit.
whole different monster.
I'll set this up so you guys can see it, but this is 100% the one I've seen. Oh damn.
She just gets barbecue sauce all over titties. Like what? Like
I'll tell you, the weirdest occupation I ever found was this lady that made real estate on Second Life.
Oh no.
That
Oh
was
dude.
fucked.
No, if you want to look up some crazy shit, look at the highest. It's a YouTube video. It's like
Caitlin
the
Finley.
most
It's
money
an
paid
online-
for virtual anything.
Uh,
And like, there's Second Life property that costs like
it's
a couple of
exp-
million.
Yeah,
dollars.
millions of
Here-
dollars.
here's the
And
video
people made money.
for the feeding model.
You know, show this. On the,
BTV.
can we show this on the?
I'm showing it to you guys.
Fucking burgers.
Oh, yeah.
And pizza.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's the mayo,
Dude, I hate ranch.
the
Braisdale.
Frosties.
Raise hail.
That's how you have to do it. Like you have to be super gluttonous.
Yeah.
I could.
I'll show the video on the webcam at the end, but I want you guys to see
And
it.
every dude that
She'll-
gave like money to her is a 90-pound nerd. He hasn't left house.
See how she had 3 pizzas? She literally ate
She's
3
slamming.
pizzas and all these in a setting. She just
Yeah.
ate 3.
Here's the
And like
thing, like
slammed like a 2-liter Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper at the
if
same
you guys,
time.
if you guys wouldn't fat shame me to the point I'd kill myself, I would do that.
I would fat shame you
I
because I
know.
love you.
I know that's what
Like-
I'm saying. I can
like-
never get away with it.
And
I
she's
would
got an
never
unlikely
let one of my
ally,
friends.
which
I don't
know
really.
that.
I don't really want
I
to live
told
that way.
my friends that if I ever get like the fat that goes over my like
Your
elbows,
elbow chunk.
yeah, like kill me.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. You guys, the YouTube's getting the premium shit right now.
Ooh. Oh, did she
Yeah,
fall?
it's fine.
Damn.
But like, if
Get her
you're
life alert.
you got the ones that mattered.
No, the Second Life thing was wild though. This lady, I saw an interview with her.
Oh
and
my
she
god.
was just coding real estate, and she was making like $350,000 a year
Oh,
in
yeah.
real life
You're not
money.
even coding.
That's
Like,
a
have you
feeding
played
model.
The Sims
Yeah,
where it gives you the template?
she
and
was
building?
coding templates. is
No.
what she was doing.
What she was doing was she was copying and pasting textures in.
Well,
She
maybe.
didn't have to code. She might know how to code. I'm not going to take that away from her, but like
her
you don't have to.
her
do that.
words were she was coding templates from scratch and
Fucking
selling
Second Life
templates.
built that shit in. You can just copy and paste a texture in, then it'll stretch it across.
It was
fucking
cool,
piece.
I had to
though.
do Second Life in college as a
What?
part of one of our courses. It was the worst course I ever took, but
I'm sure.
there were these students
I'm sure.
from like Indiana State, and we had to meet them in this virtual classroom. And like one of us were like the sellers of the product, and the other ones were the buyers. And both fucking universities just bullshitted the whole thing. Like nobody
yeah.
actually met, but the teacher was all about it. Like we had to create a Second Life count,
Rightfully
do this,
so, though.
and it was so stupid, dude. I hated that. There
That's-
was one kid who had epilepsy in the class, so he didn't have to do it. He was fucking lucky.
So like there's these awesome moments where it's like, hey,
Handy
especially-
capable.
like I said with Second Life, like especially with that, like people have made millions of dollars in Second Life. Millions of dollars.
I don't get
You
it.
can if you are a shitty musician or like you're a good
Musician?
musician.
You can give guitar lessons and
Yeah,
shit.
you can give guitar lessons. You can just
On
write
Second
songs
Life,
and
yeah.
then publish them on Second Life and make
People
money.
come to your virtual classroom for these lessons. and
What
they'll pay
the
you.
fuck? I didn't even know all that.
and then
That's wild.
and then here's the part that
how
like,
did that not
supports-
take off?
It did.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the
but it was
problem. Hold on.
quiet. It was really subtle.
Well, like no, like Second Life when there was people teaching courses on it, that's
Mhm.
when Masterclass came out. And so like
Oh,
you see
okay.
like the master classes, like if you're on YouTube at all, Deadmau5 had a commercial that ran on YouTube for months where it was his master class where you could learn to become a music producer.
That's
I'm gonna
pretty
start
cool.
one called Master Ass.
The
Like,
art
you
of
learn how to-
eating booty.
Tons of sleuts. Get sleuts in there, just virtual booty eating. Press F3 to hike your ass up. F4 to munch the butt.
It's all like DOS
You play
based,
both.
Dude, if you've ever been to a
you
porn
learn
site,
both, though. They you learn how to get your ass eat and
Yeah.
eat ass.
there's etiquette.
Yeah, I mean, you
there's
want to
some give
have
and
you want to
take.
have like a
That's how you
complete-
succeed.
Don't fucking
education,
wink
right?
your butthole eye at me while I'm in there. I don't want to see it pulsating at me.
Oh no!
The whispering brown
I feel like
eye.
you're gonna fart at me if you do that. Don't do that.
Great.
Don't make it wink.
What's it?
Don't.
Make it wink.
The do's and don'ts of buttholes.
Make it wink. That reminds me of
That sounds
some
like a
fucking
rap song.
jail thing I saw. The dude was like, you have to bend down and cough,
Yeah.
and like a nickname for that
Squat
is
cough.
like the guards will be like, make it wink. Like, you gotta
No.
because if there's anything in there and you make it wink, it's gonna get pushed out.
Here's the thing, though.
Make
is,
it
like,
wink,
in
boy.
jail, you got to make everything sound gangster, so you're not soft.
Make it wink,
So
boys.
it's really gay to be like, "Hey, squat and cough your butt."
Yeah, but
Well,
you could just say, make,
a
it wink,
wink.
boys.
I've got
I'm going
personal
up on a
experience in this,
Tuesday.
like,
Yeah.
well, not personal experience, but I've got impersonal
You
experience.
made your
in some of
butt
it.
weak.
No. My brother was for a time he wanted to be a police officer, and he actually worked at Pendleton.
Oh yeah, the penitentiary.
Penitentiary up there.
Yeah,
He's seen
uh,
some winking buttholes before.
For
He's seen a
sure.
lot of winking buttholes.
Fifis.
He also was on
Fifis.
lockup. Raw.
Oh, no shit.
I love
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
when they did
brother.
that
They did
episode.
a cell extraction at Pendleton.
Love
He
it.
was the fit
I've
man,
seen,
so he just
I've
had
seen
to
it,
film
man. I
it.
guarantee you, I've seen it. I've seen all
100%.
of it.
You saw my brother on
Cell
there.
extraction in a jail sounds like they're stealing their like actual cells from their body.
No.
Give me your stem cells.
They literally
Fucking
steal a
prisoners.
human being from a box.
Because
Like,
they
it's
were
fucked.
like, this is your last time, or if you're
Yeah.
Oh
refusing
yeah,
to
where
cuff-
they
cuff up and come out,
the riot gear comes out.
Oh, and it's insane to like
shoot their ass
hear.
with those bean bags.
Well, you
Check
can't do it.
yourself,
It's
fool.
amazing how on point they have to be when they do that.
Yeah,
And like so, like it's like a 6-man
they
crew.
don't
So
need
like
a
you have
lawsuit.
one, or you have two for each arm. You have two for each leg. You have
Mhm.
one with the shield, and then you have one filming the whole thing. They have a strict
40 years ago, there was a guy with a hose standing on the outside.
yeah, essentially who just sprayed that shit down and got him out. But like you literally have to follow a script
Yeah.
for what you can say to them when you're
like
doing it.
Miranda
That's
rights.
Because
type of
well,
thing.
no, not even Miranda right. Like you literally like if you're like, oh shit, like somebody can use that against you in court to be like, they roughed me up. It
Yeah.
wasn't.
That's
it
why
wasn't
they
about
f-
getting me.
That's
out
why
of the
they
cell.
film every single
Fuck
one of
yeah,
them,
and that's
because
why you have a dude with a little hand helm,
lawsuits.
guy number 6. He's the
somebody's
one-
waiting to lawsuit and say that they beat me up.
They beat
and
me in
took my
jail.
rights. But that's why they record all of them, and they do have those scripts, because those scripts or whatever lawyers created that said like, this is to do it. You'll
100%.
get cleared 100% of the time if you do it this way.
And
Do
it's
it-
like,
do it
the-
right.
the stricter prison you see is one of those prisons that's private.
Mhm.
Like the least strict prisons probably, and at least in my mind, in my mindset, from what I've heard, are the state ran. Like they're probably the
Probably.
ones that have the loosest because they have less to lose. I mean, you're talking about a government funded, a state prison. They're gonna get
Well,
their money
just-
no matter what.
Just the funding alone, not as much as I would think. I bet it's less than you think. I bet they have to be pretty stingy with dollars. But
yeah, but they're also
Yeah, but-
get
and, like,
the most
ask
budget.
your brother how much he made there. I bet he didn't make more than like
Oh,
12
it's
bucks an
fucking
hour.
shit.
It's
He made
garbage.
more being a volunteer police
The
officer.
guards
it's
don't
fucking
know
wild.
and that was
shit.
nothing.
Even in private prisons, you don't make shit working there, because I looked into that for a little bit.
The people at the like top make money, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
like the
but
warden
no,
and-
if you're like the fucking guard, like they make
Doing
probably
another
no
shot,
more than
boys.
$15 an hour.
Oh,
It's insane. I mean, granted, it's a dangerous job, and
yeah, you'd think you'd
It
get
doesn't
some
require,
fucking
like-
hazard pay.
right. I mean, it doesn't require any education to do, in a sense of like, just go do what you're told, like go get this guy or feed him or whatever. But it is a very dangerous job.
I'm just
Oh,
saying,
absolutely.
like, I'm not taking $12 an hour when people are
Fuck
throwing
no.
shit at me, and I gotta toss
No.
their cell and find their pocket pussy.
That literally happened. My
That's
brother.
what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
some dude shit all
cannot
over his
pay
cell,
me.
wipes it around, and
I'd
then he was
have-
like, "Fuck it, yeah, no, this is my job."
I'd have zero restraint if I ever got gassed. Like, if you threw piss or shit on me or spit
I'll
on
lose
me,
my
like
fucking
Bro, I have
I
no
would have to
patience.
retaliate. I'd have to retaliate because just like I feel like it'd be an instant reaction.
yeah.
You hit me in the face with a bucket of shit and piss. Like,
Yeah, we're gonna have some
I
problems.
don't
I'm
think
gonna
there's
end
anything
you.
I could do back that would even be close to the retaliation. I could beat your ass, but still,
Yeah, showing restraint.
short of me taking a dump in your mouth, I don't feel like I got even.
Well, I have a score update here. The Chiefs are
no.
up 28-10 on Oakland.
Told you, dog. Told you.
So that-
Fucking
so
Chargers,
that ain't
dude.
happening.
Sorry if that blew your guys' ears out, but Fucking Chargers.
Fuck the Chargers.
Thank God for Jacksonville being a total fucking loser.
That IU behind me is the only thing that matters in this room right now.
Fucking Chargers, dude.
I piss on that every day.
I know. Go fuck yourself.
Thank God the Jaguars are retarded.
I called that. I'll still win money on the Chiefs though because
the Colts won.
Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, they
I
pulled it
bet
out.
the Chiefs separately.
Jacoby, right? Yeah.
So I should win $30 still, and that's what I lost on my parlay. So I bet 30 on a parlay, but I'll win 30 on the Chiefs covering the spread.
So dude, they're gonna win even.
Yeah, I will, but that $30 parlay, I would have won $150 fucking dollars.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
And because obviously the Chiefs are gonna fucking cover 7 now. Like I knew they would, dude.
Like,
goddamn Chargers.
My brother, he didn't do it. I think he's gonna do it. Or he's doing it today or some point. But he brisket. He was gonna have a Jacoby brisket Sunday.
Oh, nice. Anytime there's a good pun, yeah. Anytime there's a good pun or there's a good play on words, I'm down.
Fuck ASMR. I just need puns all the time.
Like that's actually dictated a fair amount of my YouTube playlist. Is like I listen to Rooster Teeth a lot and shit, and there's one person on there named Barbara Dunkelman. She literally has made a career based on puns. That's and like her being able to pull that shit out in conversation. I love it.
That's
dude. Speaking of YouTube videos, so I just got into these. So I was telling you about Apex earlier, and I've been playing a ton of Apex Legends. And there's these videos called Apex Rage Moments. The best. Yeah, those gotta be good. The best. Dudes breaking monitors, snapping keyboards, fucking. And there's like 2 or 3 guys, like they must be known for this and they're streaming now because like every time they kind of have a shitty situation, the one dude has like a fucking I think he kind of like lives up to that now. That's kind of what he's his brand is to like freak out. But dude, if you so you're playing World of Warcraft, I'm sure you could find some rage videos of that. Like,
I do nightly.
So
and that's why I'm gonna start streaming because I've had to like deal with myself getting mad about getting ganked.
I'm interested in the streaming thing. Like I can do Mixer there, but do you have like to get a green screen behind you to how do you get the game to play behind you? I'm curious.
If you want to get the game to play behind you, you do need a green screen.
Okay.
Green screen.
Are you gonna do
or
that?
just like full dedication and paint a wall?
If you're serious about streaming, like you need to
paint
get
your whole house.
I don't think you need to.
Just paint so many everything green. The carpet, everything.
I'm
seen
a fan
so many
of
successful Twitch users who don't have the gameplay behind them. It's effective for like if you're transferring that over to YouTube. So if you plan on making a video out of it, watch exactly,
or do a split screen. You can do that. Right?
There are some dudes I watch that are just like them with like inserted into the game, but then like I have to see their shitty ass room and stuff, and it's just not as quality. It's not as quality.
It doesn't high quality.
If you're a good enough gamer, you'll get watched.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see them like.
That's why nobody watches.
Then you
want to see them. I want to see them like CGI their own body into their character body, but like just in the position they're in normally. So it's just like some fat kid sitting in his recliner just floating around the game shooting people.
Dude, you haven't dived deep enough into Twitch. There's a guy who's made a career, so he uses that Apple face mapping to where it like will plaster somebody else's face on you. He just did a Shibu Inu. He just took a dog's face, a Shibu Inu. It's just a type of dog. But like he literally just put a dog's face on his own, and that's how he's created a stream.
I know there's
so people watch him because he's the dog that plays video.
Well, there's the dude on Twitch, Doc. I'm sure you've heard it. Like he like always has those different characters. Yeah, he's so like if you can create
the ultimate character.
Yeah, if you create a persona and a character and you're a good gamer, like kids fucking link into that shit. Especially if you have a good persona. And like I watch because I do watch some Twitch streamers and some different if I'm feeling like super nerding out or I'm bored at work, whatever, I'll watch some because like if you watch like dudes that play the same characters, you can learn some tips shit like I would have never thought to do that.
Especially we are Apex.
Yeah, we are nerding out hardcore, but dude, those dudes get paid.
You know what we should do is watch someone's Twitch stream and fucking
stream it,
Space Theater 3000 it, and just pick it apart. Or what was that show called? You know what I'm talking about?
It was
Mystery Theater.
Yeah, Mystery Theater 3000.
Yeah, we should do that.
I fuck streamers' chats up. I told you what I do is like if there's
dude, it's hilarious.
There's like streamers that if I find a streamer that has like over 5,000, or sometimes like Dr. Disrespect will have over 10,000. I'll go in there and I just spam their chat. I'm like, check out my podcast, Whiskey Wagers. And then I mean, we were talking before the show started. Like I was streaming the UFC fights.
Yeah, dude,
illegally.
and that's a gutsy fucking play.
Yeah,
that is.
I see
heard
people
that
do it
podcast.
all the time.
Well, yeah,
There's
but like,
people doing it every
do it all the
fight.
time. They're not easily identifiable. Like,
Yeah,
they don't.
for
They're
sure.
not. They're not promoting.
Hey, if you
podcasts
listen to
they
this
do.
podcast and you work
That's how-
for the
Yeah,
FCA,
exactly.
go fuck yourself.
Dude, there's
Quit
people
listening
streaming
right now.
every time, and all it said was like, you're you can't do it for 6 hours, and if you do it multiple times, then we'll ban your account. So I'm not gonna
The
push
beauty
it
of the
anymore.
internet, you just make another account.
Well, okay,
Exactly.
so-
I'm not gonna do it anymore, but that's what they hit.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I can see why you did that, and it makes sense. And Twitch is one of those platforms that it's like they don't care unless someone like comes
Says
to Twitch
something,
and
yeah.
says something. Like, there's been so many
Mm.
times where like football games or something else has
Yeah.
been streamed, unless the NFL or somebody comes to them and says, "Hey, you need to stop
We're gonna
this, or
sue
you
you."
owe us money."
Yeah.
They don't fucking care.
and
Because first off, you're not going to catch the person who's doing it. You're just not. There's no
Even
way
if
that
you
you're going to find the person.
That's hard to prosecute
Yeah, it is because
because the money in the amount is used.
right,
And,
what are
and
you gonna
even
get?
then, even then, unless they're a partnered stream, they're not going to get like. Yeah, you can get donations, but if somebody's watching shit for
Right,
free, they're not
paying them.
donating.
Right.
So there's nothing to prosecute on.
I'll just
besides
go delete.
Transferring
I
that,
think
like,
I
fucking
did
shit.
like on the Periscope. I'm pretty sure I deleted like the stream afterwards, so there wasn't any.
Yeah,
If
it
this
was whoever
ever-
got to see it live.
If this ever comes up in court,
This
is
is a
actually
story.
not us at all.
Yeah, no, it was
This-
never Whiskey Wagers.
This is actually Den and Blalix from Minnesota. We have no idea what they're
it was
talking about.
literally a dude in Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
Who
Someone
who
stole our
hacked his account.
identities, goddamn it.
It was a Russian who hacked
It's always
Zirkel's
the
account
dude. It's always the Russians.
and then recreated his house inside his
Perfectly.
own house. Yeah,
They took audio clips of our voices from
not
the internet.
hard.
It's fucked
let's
up.
see if they
it's
took
not
our
hard to do. I
followers.
can
No,
do it in a weekend.
we have
The
416
CIA can do it in
followers.
an hour.
I could frame you immediately.
The video is actually still there. I'm gonna delete those.
It's okay. I honestly don't think that anyone
can hide
We can't leave a paper trail. Damn it! It's the Russians.
Like,
But I will say that like when I listened to that podcast, I was like, oh shit.
dude,
I thought it was
You
I
was
was
brilliant.
just
I was
it
whoring
was,
out.
it was. And like
It was like pirate radio all over again.
I was
and
pouring
there's
out.
nothing
His living
wrong
room.
with it. Like,
That's
you
how we got
can-
Eric Owens in the show right here,
Eric
man.
fucking
And this
and
man
I
is a-
know this guy
he's-
from listening to the podcast.
This dude's here all the
He's
time.
always on the YouTube.
Hated as fuck, but I did
He's
it.
like, fuck it, I'm gonna say hey,
Eric,
and
I
then
love you.
I
and
did.
then in like 5 years, when this is like the biggest podcast in America,
was
that
here.
g's gonna be like, I'm OG.
He was
I'm a
OG.
I'll be a
moderator.
stockholder.
First time, long
Stockholder.
time.
Fuck y'all, I'm in this chat kicking people
It-
out.
I have one of those gay shirts. Is that I did it first.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean,
Eric, you're the worst.
like what I should do to promote the show should just make some burner periscopes instead of like I won't use our Whiskey Wagers Periscope, and then I'll just promote people there. So if they shut it down,
What
I don't
you
give a
should do
fuck.
is you should just get a VPN for your phone, go to a bar whenever there's a good fight, periscope it on a new account, and then put it up. And then like throw in Whiskey Wagers. Nobody fucking knows except that I just said this on a podcast, so we're fucked. That's my idea of how to promote.
I've always said like if I'm gonna go down for a crime, I want it to be a white collar crime.
Oh,
I want
absolutely.
to be caught for like embezzling or something like
Oh,
that.
no, like just pull a fucking.
I want to get my dick sucked
who
in
was
the
the-
Oval Office.
Oh, who's the lady that like cooked all this shit and then went for like inside trading?
Oh, Martha,
Martha.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want some
That-
insider trading.
Insider trading is the
embezzlement.
most white collar bullshit ever.
I saw a comedian. I can't
There's
remember who it was.
12 businesses in
It's
Indiana
this-
going public right
I
now.
listened to this one comedian. He's talking about that whole situation. This was a long time ago. He's like, insider trading, where I'm from, that's called a kickback.
Yeah.
Like
That's a tip. Yeah.
That was
You-
cracking me up.
You knew the right people.
Insider trading
Congratulations.
is an interesting. It's kind of an interesting crime.
I'm cuddling this bottle of whiskey right now. Like it's my child. I love it.
That's how you
Shit's
know like
good.
how many you've had. the closer you hold it to your heart. No, I know, but not now.
I'm grabbing another drink
Normally.
real quick. Keep it going though.
Oh yeah, no.
So
I got all the time in the world.
hey,
I can talk
before you
about-
walk away, so you know what we're getting into. Me and James talked very heavily about Scientology.
Oh, if
I
you
wanted
want to
bring
do
that
this,
up.
we can fall down
Yeah.
this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I want to go deep into Scientology.
I'm 100%. Scientology in general is like out of this fucking world crazy.
Dude, it's wild.
Well, like here's the smart thing that they did is that they got a lot of successful people around
Oh yeah,
and a lot of
influencers.
people, and enough people with capital to keep moving
Tom
forward.
Cruise.
Well, Tom Cruise,
That's a big steal, though. I mean, that's an A-list celebrity,
that's a big
right?
deal.
I mean,
You're talking about like
Alec
it's trading
Baldwin.
football
Well,
players.
no, I mean, but in the advertising world, that's essentially what you're doing. Is you're putting this poster child up.
well,
and
here's the thing:
you're grabbing
This is-
all of his followers.
This is the one thing that brings
because
me-
he has a big, like, people like Tom Cruise have a big following already.
Oh, absolutely.
So you're not just getting Tom Cruise; you're getting everyone that is interested in Tom Cruise.
But here's the thing that throws me off, and this is the only reason why I'd be like, Scientology might be the way, man. We might all be wrong.
Sure.
Is that what the fuck does Tom or
Scavenge.
Thomas Scavenge and then anyone else? What do they have to benefit from him being there?
From Tom Cruise being there?
Yeah, like, or sorry, what does Tom
Capital.
Cruise? What does Tom Cruise have to benefit from being there?
Well,
He's
I mean,
already one of the most popular fucking
tell you.
actors alive.
well, yeah, the benefit is that they got
Child butthole.
No. For
Also
them,
that, yeah.
for them,
Yeah,
for
he's-
them, that's the benefit. They got Tom Cruise.
You know what?
You got
Ben might be
fucking
onto something.
Top
He gets
Gun.
child
You
butthole.
got Maverick, and
Yeah, but maybe Maverick's
what-
fucking little kids.
He gets
what
child
does
butthole.
Tom Cruise have to benefit?
Child butthole.
I mean, if you're
Sorry,
sorry, I'm the one.
to be
I'm
fair,
the one
though-
who's like, oh, I
No.
don't care about
I see what
child
you're saying.
butthole.
I see what you're saying, though. To be fair, Tom Cruise could afford his own buttholes. He
Yeah,
doesn't.
but
Yeah,
need
he doesn't
Scientology.
need.
But he
you
doesn't
just
get
have
the
to hook up with
protection.
Jeffrey Epstein.
He doesn't
Yeah,
get the
right.
protection of the Scientology church
Sure,
and all their
they're-
lawyers,
the lawyers
and
and
the
the
money.
legality. That's true.
They're gonna
There's some
say, "Come
benefit.
rape them in here." You know, it'll be hush
Bro,
hush, and then
he-
we're gonna send them out to
Come
that
scratch our back.
we're
and
gonna
we'll have
send
our
them out
children
to
suck your
that
dick.
ship at sea, and they're gonna go work on the ship, and they'll be raped on the ship for years, and nobody will ever know.
Hold on,
That fucking little weird ship that they send the people to.
hold on.
That's what's going on, dude.
Tom Cruise bought out the movie production companies that made Mission Impossible. I don't know which one, so I'm
Oh,
just saying
shit.
movie production companies, so that he could do his own stunts and not have to worry about it. He has one of the highest
Oh, yeah, he's
insurance
wealthy.
policies that exists.
That's crazy.
Why would he ever need Scientology's fucking lawyers? He wouldn't. Like, that's
Okay,
the only
well,
part
no,
about
no.
Scientology.
Dude,
I'll
that
say
gets me.
this.
It's like,
I will say this.
does
It's
he
harder to
need
take
that?
down an organization than it
Exactly.
is a single person.
He's hiding in their network, which
Right.
which
But
makes
what's
things
he
more
doing?
complicated.
What has anyone seen? And I hate the fact that I'm playing devil's advocate just based on how the conversation
No,
happened.
I'm enjoying that.
But what does Tom? He doesn't need Scientology.
I know, but like, okay, if you have a bazooka
yeah,
and you're trying to fight one person,
Yeah.
but then there's also an army standing next to you, it's like, hey, bring your bazooka over here, and then we'll be an army and a bazooka. Wouldn't you go do that? Like, why would you just defer away from that?
because I still have a bazooka.
I know, but what I'm saying
This is now.
like,
this is still my bazooka.
Well, guess what?
It's not
Some
the
people
company's
have
bazooka.
artilillery and they can take you down.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
do.
Yeah, that's
Some
what I'm
people
saying.
don't give a
he's
fuck
not
about your
he's
bazooka.
not untouchable.
exactly, but
Like, we've
but in this
seen-
Then
multi-billion-dollar
he had nothing to
organization,
lose by
Like-
not being
like-
involved.
Like they fucking took Michael Jackson down.
unless he's fucking kids.
Think if Michael
Unless
Jackson
he's
was fucking
kids, exactly. So there's something illegal
Yeah,
going
there you
on
go.
in the
See,
background.
like
yeah,
Michael
Michael Jackson's
Jackson
a
got
great
taken. He's
example.
like the biggest dude ever, but
He never got taken down. That was all
Oh,
disproved
he
in
got-
court.
Yeah, but
He
look at
got-
all the shit he had to
Yeah,
go
right.
through. Look at all the shit Tom Cruise ain't going through right now.
I
Exactly.
love this right now.
Exactly.
I'm feeding off being devil's advocate right now.
Exactly.
What did Michael Jackson? It was all
just-
disproved. You can't say
It was
without a
never.
fact.
He was never. He was
he
never
died
convicted.
before.
Yeah. So then he was never guilty.
I personally don't think he did it. The
I
Michael
do.
Jackson thing.
I
I don't.
100% do.
The only
I do
crazy thing
too.
He
I
was touching babies.
Yeah,
didn't
he,
fucking
I
he was
shit.
doing
don't
some
think he
shit.
was. I think he was just living vicariously on a childhood that he never got to have.
You'd like to think that because Joe Jackson's a piece of shit, but I think he was
Exactly.
genuinely doing that.
Yeah, man, there's just too much weird shit
There's-
going.
Somebody who I actually respect on the internet, Macaulay Culkin, has like said that nothing ever
Dude,
happened.
when did you ever think
even-
that's what
and
your
then-
those
yeah,
words
exactly,
are gonna come
right?
out of your mouth?
Like, and
when he did you see him
Corey
on Ellen?
Feldman. Corey Feldman said the same thing. Like he was a kid. He's already said that like there was people who'd taken advantage of him. The one person who didn't take advantage of him was Michael Jackson.
See?
So like
Yeah, but
I can understand why people
but
would
I
think
think
that way,
he
but I
was-
do think he
I
touched
know.
like random.
But those are like
Ethiopian
He did hold his
those are
kid.
celebrity kids.
He
Like he
fucking,
was,
yeah.
he was messing around with like the child dancers
can't-
and background dancers.
But you also
and-
can't think that the guy who named his kid Blanket isn't crazy.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm crazy. Yeah, but crazy and child molester are two very different things.
But they lean on the same spectrum.
I'm not disagreeing with you there, but they are definitively not the same.
You're right. I
The-
guess. Are
he
you
is- I
are you
will
trying
say-
to make the fight
No,
for
no, no,
child molest-
No. God damn it! This happened like 2 weeks ago too. Like, I'm not advocating for child molestation.
Father's always like, man, if I was a millionaire, I'd do some weird shit.
Right? He
I'd
said
get
it a
these,
thousand
Like,
times.
I can't. Up to
Kids.
this point, I'm like, I'm wearing a bear suit and fucking children on some level.
He's a bear.
Oh my
Yeah,
He's
dude,
joining the Bears Club.
I to spin off on the Macaulay
Nambla.
Culkin thing. Did you
Yeah.
see when he was like going through all that drug addiction and he was poor? He went on Ellen and his house had burned down and he asked for a donation from the audience. It was the
That's
best
fine.
thing I've ever
I would
seen.
give it to Macaulay Culkin.
I
don't
just think
hate
that's
him.
really funny that that's the guy.
Yeah.
that
But
we've
like,
leaned on recently. I've
but also,
seen him a
can
lot.
you hate
in the
Macaulay
news.
Culkin? Like you grew
I mean,
up with some Home
those two
Alone shit.
kidnappers did. Those two robbers did.
Fucking
They hate the fuck out of him.
No, they just
Joe
wanted
Pesci.
his money.
Yeah, Joe Pesci hates the shit out of him.
They wanted his dad's money, and he just had the wrong
Yeah.
wrong place,
He
wrong
was
time.
like-
you can't hate that.
He was like a thorn in the balls. Like all he had to do was leave the house, and they would have got what they wanted, but they just wouldn't leave. He wouldn't give it up.
Fuck no.
They're
'cause he
trying to
was about
remake
that
it.
family shit.
That's actually in the news as they're remaking
would
Home
just-
Alone.
If
I
they
saw that.
remade it, I would want it to be
Ryan Reynolds.
Macaulay
I think Ryan
Culkin
Reynolds
as the
is-
dad, and then he just gets left behind and is okay with it and has a great weekend. Like it should just be Macaulay Culkin
That's
as the
fucking
dad.
hilarious.
Eats a bowl
His
of
entire
cereal.
family leaves and he just has a nice weekend.
He like recreates the Tom Cruise thing. He's like sliding around in his
Yeah,
underwear.
that's exactly the movie
Eating
I would
cereal.
make.
I'd
and
like to
people would
see him
eat that
start
like
shit up.
searching-
pissing with the door open.
Yeah.
hitting up Backpage, just fucking hookers.
He's like jerking off
Back
to
to
a
my old
Sears
ways.
catalog because he's okay with that.
Y'all filthy.
Or
animal.
either that or like he just sets up traps and then triggers them himself.
Yeah, and like dodges them so he feels cool.
That would
Just
be
reliving his glory
yeah,
days.
that would be fucking hilarious.
Fuck it, that's the movie I would make, and it would make money because people would see that in a heartbeat.
He's just got like fat heads of Joe Pesci all over his mouth, doing different expressions.
He's like shooting Nerf darts at it. Like, fuck it, I got him.
Buzz, I'm
Joe.
watching rubbish and go. What's I'm eating rubbish and I can't remember. I
I'm
remember
eating
something-
junk food and watching
Rubbish
like
on-
rubbish
yeah.
TV or something.
Yeah, Buzz's
Oh
girlfriend.
Oh my
Woof.
god, that's
Woof.
his girlfriend. Woof.
That's the best part of that whole movie.
Actually, there's a YouTube channel that I watch called Corridor Digital that recently did a R-rated version of Home Alone.
That's
where
Oh.
like he's literally like they play it off and it's so perfectly done.
I think I saw that movie. It's
Where-
called Saw, wasn't
Basically,
it?
where they like introduce Kevin McAllister, the character, as the villain. He murdered his family. They didn't leave.
Oh,
he
shit.
murdered
And then
them.
these people break
And then
in.
he put the house up for Airbnb, and Marv and Joe Pesci's character show up, and he just murders the shit out of them.
Fucking
So when-
Fargo.
You know when they went to the other house in the movie and like flooded it because
Oh,
they
yeah,
happened too. He
The
goes to
wet
the other
bandits.
house to escape the cops after he murdered.
That's
Marv.
fucking
The
hilarious.
Wet Bandits.
Bro, it's so good. Like
That is.
That's
really
one I
good.
watch every Christmas. I
Home
watch
Alone?
Home Alone.
is
Yeah. I remember watching it on VHS, like ghetto recorded, like on like when you like hit record on, like
Oh
you
yeah,
pulled
like
it
off of TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you are you one of those people that subscribe to Die Hard being a Christmas movie?
I don't watch it at Christmas time, so it's
You
not.
don't?
No,
It's
I
not a
watch it every
Christmas
year.
movie for
I
me,
can't
but I
help it.
watch it.
I can't help it. Like every single time, like I think about Christmas, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking watch Die Hard now.
I'm pretty.
Shit out of that.
I'm like, yeah, like so Home Alone. You know, maybe the Santa Claus. You gotta have Christmas Story.
I
it's at
fucking hate
least there.
Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
watched.
watch
that
I, wa-
one.
I
I
watched
never
that
got
one.
into it.
I watched that with our
I
kids.
love that movie.
Our kids
you
like
could
it,
say
so.
it's Halloween more so, obviously, but it ties into Christmas.
Well, like the whole thing is that like Jack Skellington is like super into fucking
It's
Christmas.
only like Christmas.
Isn't it? Like I don't know.
Yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
that
that's
movie
what
like
it is.
4 times, and
The
I was
only-
like, "This is kind of."
I think it was ahead of its time when it came out, man. It was unique as fuck.
Yeah, it was
Who
super.
fucking directed it? Shit, it was.
Burton.
Yeah, Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, and like everything that you've seen by him is like weirdly dark,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no matter what the seasonal setting. So
yeah.
The only Christmas tradition that like I personally is I listen to that Adam Sandler song.
I
the
thought you were
Hanukkah
gonna
song.
Yeah, the Hanukkah song.
I
You
thought you
know
were
you're
gonna
not
say lighting
Jewish.
the 8
Like,
candles.
Yeah, like the menorah.
The menorah. There you go. Play with your dreidel.
And he's got to do it all.
Dreidel. You're talking about 8 Crazy Nights?
That's the movie. That movie
Okay.
is fucking hilarious. No, he did it. It was on SNL, wasn't it? The first
The
time.
Hanukkah song.
The Hanukkah song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
listen-
you're talking
I
about.
listen to that every year.
Mhm.
It's fucking hilarious.
Crazy Nights was actually
That movie
pretty
is
good
fucking
movie.
hilarious.
Yeah.
and he does a shit ton of the voice acting for it.
I remember when
Next
that.
time you come
Happy
on my court,
Madison-
bring a bra.
Yeah, Happy Madison should do more animated shit.
I
Like, they've been
remember-
diving into Netflix.
They're
and
too
doing other
busy
stuff.
doing
Yeah, yeah.
Click.
I remember when that came out. I saw it at the fucking theater there on 40.
The
When that
50
was
cent,
Legacy.
the
No,
dollar movie.
The one that only has 2 theaters on by the courthouse.
Oh, the old the
The old
it's
Rick's Theater.
Rick's
But
Theater.
I
yeah.
remember when
yeah.
that was a movie theater. I saw 8 Crazy Nights in that theater.
I love
Do you
it.
remember the movie theater that used to be next to Chicago's Pizza? Right there
Yeah,
at 9?
I
And
do now.
I
That's
kid
crazy.
you not, the first and only movie
Yeah.
that I ever saw there was Batman and Robin.
That's
George
crazy.
Clooney.
I
George
forgot
Clooney
all
and the
about
fucking
that.
Penguin.
horrible. Yeah,
Oh, I love that
But
movie.
I
it was
forgot
a-
all about that.
it was a 2-screen
He's
theater,
fucking
and it was
flying that
fucking
jet thing in.
Mm.
This penguin standing there, that giant.
no.
penguin.
See, you're thinking Tim Burton. Funny enough, I'm talking George Clooney. It was the one with
Yeah,
Arnold
that was-
Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, that was Val.
He
Kilmer.
played the Iceman.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the best one.
Or no, I guess the Val Kilmer film. I don't think was Tim Burton either.
Wasn't
No,
George-
I forget who directed that, but
the
Val
George
Kilmer-
Clooney one was the Iceman.
Iceman,
But the
with
Riddler
Arnold.
wasn't the Riddler in that one.
No,
too?
no.
Or that was the Val Kilmer one too.
Or was it?
I don't know. I've mixed it. I've
Yeah,
seen
it
those.
was because
Jim Carrey,
Jim Carrey played the Riddler, but Two-Face was in it, and that was
Tommy Lee.
Yep, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
that's a-
fucking movie.
Fuck yeah, it is, dude.
That's my favorite Batman movie of all time.
Oh no, my favorite one
Is
was
that the
still
one
that
where
I saw as a
Robin's
kid.
like from the circus and shit? And
Yeah,
he has that cool ass
it's that
outfit?
dude. I
That's
forget
like
his
all
name.
he ever did.
I only mean it, or I only know his like
He's
him.
Canadian, isn't he?
There's a mean tweet, Jimmy Kimmel's mean tweets. Have you seen that?
Yeah, that shit's
Yeah, there's one where they say he has a potato face, and that's just how I know him.
My
now.
favorite
Like,
one
I
of
forget his
those
name.
is it's Wiz Khalifa. It's like Wiz Khalifa looks like a homeless woman. I fucking lost it when I
Like
when you hear
Whoopi
the-
Goldberg.
the new Joker movie coming out is
Yeah,
like
Joaquin
supposed
Phoenix.
like people are freaking the fuck out about it. Like I've heard everybody's like, oh, all the critics are giving it 5 stars, or like I guess it hasn't gotten a bad review yet.
It's either gonna be amazing
Or
it's gonna
trash.
be fucking
He's
horrible.
a super weird dude.
Joaquin.
Or it's gonna be like super like you know what's coming.
Didn't he went to rehab for alcoholism at one point? Remember that?
Yeah,
He
well,
wrecked his
like,
car, got
he's-
DWI. And,
He's been a weird dude since he started.
Yeah.
yeah, well, then he made. I remember because right after he came out of like rehab from all that shit, he made that stupid movie, Her, where he falls in love with his
Yeah.
fucking tape recorder.
Well, it was like an
Fucking
artsy film.
sounds
A lot of people I
stupid
know
as
like
fuck.
that. Surprisingly.
That sounds
Well,
so
yeah, but they
stupid.
made like Transcendence came out at the same time that Johnny Depp one, and that one was fucking awesome.
He
Everybody
fell
was
in
like,
love with
"Holy
a
shit."
tape recorder.
Well, I mean, it was
No,
like
no,
an
it was a
Alexa or
phone. It was
something.
like
An
essentially
AI.
it was Alexa. It was like it's called
Okay.
Her, and he's just a nerdy dude who doesn't have a lot of friends. It
he's
literally
asexual,
happens
is
today.
what he is.
Like
Oh, I'm
somebody
sure.
like, that's not something that's like surprising, and that's
I'm
why I was
sure.
like everybody was like that movie's fucking amazing.
it won a
Makes you
bunch
think
of
about
like
how you're
indie
alone.
film
Wow.
festival.
Never even
shit,
heard of it.
Yeah, like you fucking go on Twitch, you'll find a thought that you like, and you'll follow her.
I feel so. You mentioned
Like,
you mentioned
Still
that-
cash hoes.
You can just give her a bunch of money, you'll be fine.
you mentioned Netflix movies with the Happy Madison thing, but dude, like Netflix has changed in the game. Like a lot of they put out a lot of content.
There was
but
a big
some of their
argument.
movies are like super good now. Like they have
Oh,
like
yeah, like
real
Netflix
production
original
and
shit.
yeah, the Netflix
Stranger
original.
Things is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I watched one even the other night. It was a Netflix original, and I've seen a lot of Netflix originals now that are fucking awesome.
That's like all I watch on Netflix
like
now.
dude, they're really good, dude.
The
They're changing the
Handmaid- or no,
game
that's
and like
Hulu.
the way movies kind of are done. It's
absolutely.
It's insane.
Well, and
If-
have you noticed a lot of the new shit? They're releasing it week by week now, just like
Yeah.
the television series.
There was one. It was something about obsession. There's an Asian chick and the dude. I won't ruin it, but it was like he really wanted to be her husband, and she wouldn't allow that. It's really good if you get to watch it. Check it out.
I started watching one. It's called something Gemstones. It's got Adam Vine and who's the guy from Eastbound and Down?
No. You're thinking Danny McBride.
Danny
and it's that
McBride.
new religious
It's
one with
Adam
John
Devine
Goodman
too, and John Goodman. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I need
fucking
to see it.
good.
Is that out
Yeah,
now?
it's
I need
scary
to see that.
good.
What's it called?
I was excited for
The-
that one. They like so. I forget what it's called, but John
something
Goodman's
Gemstones.
yeah,
and it's a Netflix original.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John Goodman plays like a
He's a pastor of a super
evangelical
church.
or not evangelical.
It's just
He's
some big.
evangelist.
What is it? Is
He's
it
an
is it a
evangelist.
comedy, a drama?
It
What's-
It's a comedy.
It
So
starts
Danny
off
Mc-
as like a parody movie to like the Joel Osteen situation.
Yeah.
That's what you get the feel of. They're
Yeah.
like they have the southern accent.
And then Danny McBride and
Yeah.
Adam Devine play his kids who
They play
he's
his
expecting
sons.
to take over. It's like it looked hilarious. I can't wait
It
for
is really funny. Like so, I won't give too much away, but I just watched the first 2 episodes and they're pretty long. But the
Oh, it's a series.
Yeah,
I thought it
but
was a
basically
movie.
someone is
Okay.
blackmailing Danny McBride. They have a video of him partying
Oh yeah.
with some.
I don't.
He's probably just like
paraphernalia.
sucking dick.
I don't.
He's
get
like
it.
doing blow,
Okay, yeah.
and there's hookers in the room.
Yeah, I don't
So they're
watch
like
series.
normal Danny McBride.
I'm not
Is it
really a
often?
big series person.
I will.
But that
Yeah.
show's really funny.
If
I
there's-
will. It's hard for me to get as committed, but I can do it.
If
You know.
there's
It's a
one
good
movie,
storyline,
a
though.
Netflix original movie that I can recommend, it's Outlaw King
I
with
haven't
Chris
seen
Pine.
that. Yeah, I like
He
him.
plays Robert the Bruce, and this is shortly after like William Wallace's Drawn and Quartered.
Yeah,
It is
yeah, I
incredible.
watched that.
We watched
So
The
well done.
Perfection last night. That's like a super twisted movie, like bunch of different twists. Perfection, it's really good. Like if you like sci-fi, Extinction,
I've
that
been
was
watching,
good.
Some
have you
M. Night
seen-
Shyamalan twist.
have you seen
Yeah,
Glow?
like that. If you like that, you'll like Perfection.
We've
like-
been watching Glow. It's about women's wrestling. It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
funny.
That's actually
What-
about a specific lady who is in the WCW.
What
or
M Night
WWF,
Shyamalan
the
one
two.
are you talking? Have you seen the one where it's
No,
the
I'm just saying
visit?
it's like.
Have you seen the
twist.
visit? Where
No,
the two
I
kids
I heard
go
that
to
was
see-
fucked.
That was
I
great.
Bro,
didn't
I
see that.
can't like personally. I can't do scary movies.
Oh,
I'm
I
a
love them.
Bitch made motherfucker. I cannot do it.
Bitch,
I
made.
love
I've
them.
heard that forever.
It ruins
But
my
the
night, it
visit
ruins my
isn't
week,
as
it's
much
everything.
a scary movie as
Like a
it is a
thinker.
suspense.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
see,
how a
like
lot of M.
my
Night
my
Shyamalan.
idea of suspense. If you ever seen,
it's not
The
gonna jump.
Prestige.
It's not gonna jump scare you.
The Prestige was
The
good.
Prestige is like that level of suspense where you're like,
Was that
okay,
Christian Bale?
it was
and
Christian
Edward
Bale
Norton?
and
Or,
no. Who played Wolverine?
I know. I see his
the
face.
big
He's not
motherfucker,
in
Hugh
there.
Jackman,
Yeah.
Hugh?
Hugh-
there you
Oh
go.
yeah,
yeah.
and
Wait.
who was Alfred from the new from the Christian Bale Batmans, the old British dude.
That so there were
Something
two
wanna watch
movies.
well
There were two
done.
movies that came out at the same time that were very similar. The Prestige was one of them, and
The
then
Illusionist.
The Illusionist.
That was the one with Edward Norton.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Not-
Prestige is my shit though.
Like a thrill.
That was Christian Bale and Hugh
That was-
Jackman, and
I-
they had
Christian
David
Bale.
Bowie as Nikola Tesla.
Christian Bale. I've always really liked his movies.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's
Fantastic. That's a character actor for you.
yeah. That I'm trying to think. Probably the most recent one I
He's
saw
a
with
good.
him
The Fighter was
the,
really good.
was the Wild West one, like
Wild West.
Outlaws or what with the Indians. He's
How did I miss this?
you haven't seen it? It came out like
No.
a year or two ago. It's
amazed. I love westerns. So.
oh yeah, it's Christian Bale's the lead actor.
What?
Yeah,
I know what
look
you're
it up.
talking about. I can't.
I'll look it
remember.
up on Google real quick.
so-
you haven't seen it?
No.
Have you?
No, you're
Ben,
throwing
have
me
you,
off.
Have
Like,
you
I
seen the
usually
Fighter?
see all the westerns.
This was like
The
a
Hateful
huge
Eight
movie,
and all
too.
that.
Have you seen the Fighter, Ben?
And True
Yeah.
Grit.
So in the Fighter, you know
Yeah.
how thin he is because he's
Mhm.
like on drugs and shit. He filmed that movie, and then 6 months after they finished filming that, he filmed the fucking Dark Knight, where he's like,
Well, the
It was,
fucking
it was
the
like the
machinist was
Yeah.
the worst.
yeah,
Yeah.
or that's what it was.
Yeah,
the
it was the
Machinist.
machinist where he
And
like
then,
bowed down.
then they
But
filmed
even-
they filmed the Dark Knight the same year.
No. They filmed.
started.
I think it was Begins. Batman.
Yeah, 'cause the
Begins. I think
Machinist
Yeah,
is
it was one of them.
And then they also did the what was the boxing film again? Sorry,
the Fighter.
The Fighter. They did the
Because he
Fighter,
lost a
and he
bunch of
had to
weight for
lose a
that.
bunch of weight
Yeah.
and like be basically a heroin addict.
Yeah,
The machinist
And
is
then
kind of
bulked back
older.
up.
I like 310 to
Fucking
Yuma a
wild.
lot. He's really good in that.
Yeah.
With Russell Crowe, does an awesome job on that one too. Rescue Dawn is really good. Like that's kind of a lesser known one where he's a prisoner of war in like
Mhm.
Vietnam.
Yep.
I'm trying to. It's called Hostels. That's the one where he's with the Indians and he's like on a frontier
I can't believe I
ranch.
didn't hear about that.
Yeah, dude, it won a lot of awards. It came out in
No
2017. That was his most recent movie.
Yeah, that was
Dude,
last
I don't know
2
how
years
I
ago.
haven't heard that.
Hostels.
I heard good things about that. I didn't watch
That-
it.
Oh yeah.
I
No,
mean,
actually,
it's-
no. I think I saw the trailer for it. I don't think I ever ended up seeing it.
It's a
That was my
western.
fault. Yeah.
It's got great reviews too. So
But I like all those, like especially like and this comes from my love like in video games for like Red Dead Redemption and shit like that. Like I love Western themed shit, and like mostly because World War II got
Lawless.
played out in video games.
It's lawless.
But like, oh my
That's
god!
the appeal,
Speaking
right?
If
of-
you haven't seen True Grit with
Yeah.
I haven't
uh,
watched any of that.
God damn
The
it, it's the Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
believe
yeah.
I'm drawing a blank on his name. Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges plays John Wayne's character in the remake of True Grit.
That'd probably be
It
good.
is fantastic. You just want to if you want to separate. Josh Brolin's in it too.
I like Josh
Yeah,
Brolin.
dude, it was fantastic film. If you just want to like get away, let go, and just watch something, True Grit's where it's at. It's one of my favorites.
it's a
What the fuck is
remake
that?
too.
Yeah, it's a remake of
The original
old
one
Western
came out
with John
in
Wayne.
like the 60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see this fucking seizure Ben had just now?
Huh?
No, I
He
missed
like
it.
twitched real hard. That was funny.
Did I?
Was
Oh,
it
I
the
didn't,
chair? I didn't know. If it was
I
the
didn't
chair.
feel like I did. Maybe it was.
Calling people out. Come
Yeah.
on now.
Hey,
We're all a
If
little
I did,
twitchy,
I'm like
man.
super fucked up because I didn't feel it.
it was an
Couldn't even
earthquake.
handle it. It's Indiana, man.
Have you heard
Probably
about this
falling.
conspiracy theory that the world ended in 2012?
I've
Oh,
heard
yeah, and that
that,
we're all
but I
just,
don't
like,
know much
existing in a-
about it.
An alternate reality.
I think it was somebody. Elon Musk talked about it too. Like there was
Okay.
somebody who said that
Let
essentially.
me give some backstory here before we
Okay,
dive
go
into
ahead.
this
Yeah,
too
yeah.
hard. So basically, in 2012, the Hadron Collider, we discovered the Higgs boson, which a lot of people theorize it's a particle. A lot of people theorize would create a black hole when
Well,
we
you do this.
created
I'm gonna
it.
take a shot because
Yeah,
I have
go
a
for it.
problem.
Or a solution.
Yeah.
Depends on how you think about it. Anyway, so we found this Higgs boson. So a lot of people thought when that happened, it would create a black hole that would suck reality into non-existence, essentially. So now there's all these conspiracy theories that the world has officially ended in 2012, like the Mayans predicted, and that we've been shifted into an alternate reality, basically this multiverse theory.
Also built off of what is considered or what's called the Mandella Effect.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to get to. That so there's this thing
AKA
called the
people
Mandela
just-
Cheers
effect.
to you, YouTube.
AKA people
Cheers
just
to you, Nelson
forgetting.
Mandela. So the Mandela effect is
Gone
this
but never
idea
forgotten.
where things have happened in history, and a lot of people remember them wrong, but wrong in a very specific way.
AKA people just having bad memory.
Right. So like
That's what the Mandela effect
most
is,
the most
honestly.
famous one
In
I
my
hear about the
opinion.
most is like in the old Star Wars movies. Everyone says, "Luke, I'm your father." In all reality, he says, "No, I'm your father."
Yeah.
So that's an example. The one
Life
that really
is like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
Life was a box. Yeah.
So the one that I dove deep into this fucking world-ending shit in 2012
Oh yeah.
recently, but
We-
the one
we
that
threw a party
fucked
for
me
it.
up was where. Well, yeah, but I'm saying now, like,
Oh,
recently.
now okay. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe the world didn't end that. And I was so drunk, I don't even fucking know.
Fucking A, we never would.
But so the one where's the Statue of Liberty? What island is that on?
Ellis.
Ellis
No,
Island. Right?
yeah.
That's the
That's-
common answer.
No,
Almost
that's
everyone
been the
Ellis
gives.
answer since
Island's-
we were 12. But go ahead.
Ellis Island's where the
It's-
immigrants come in on.
It's
Oh
actually
shit!
on.
Yeah, it's Liberty Island.
It's
My
actually on
goddamn-
Liberty Island, right?
Fuck,
No.
it's Ellis,
Okay,
yeah.
but this is the curiosity behind that is because a lot of people say that, and there are a lot of like artistic renderings from
Fuck.
before 2012 where it shows the Statue of Liberty on Ellis Island.
It never was.
and
It
no
never
other
was.
islands around it.
It never was, and I'm just dumb. Like
Maybe.
I just played
I could-
into the
I could-
same
but
thing.
here's my
I was
thing:
gonna
is there's
play
like
devil's advocate
there's a
in this,
lot
but
of
no.
pictures of like Ellis Island with steps and
I can just
nothing. Like, there's a
attribute-
lot of weird shit happening.
What I would
there's a lot
attribute
of
that-
weird shit in New York. Have you ever been there?
Sure,
but I would
sure.
attribute that to people like when immigrants come, they first land on Ellis Island, and one of
Right,
the
so
first
they're
things you see
associated.
Liberty.
is the
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty. So just put those two things together.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I'm not gonna
and
draw Ellis Island and then have
Just-
another island over here. Like I'm just gonna put it together.
Case in point, what year was it? Hitch. Just watch that movie. She takes, or
Oh, yeah.
Will Smith's character takes
Yeah,
that lady
that was
to
like
Ellis Island.
2008 or something.
Yeah, exactly. So there's your fucking.
I told you
Mandela
go
effect.
10%. You
Yeah.
went all 100%.
You went a full 78%.
That was funny.
No, but
No, that movie
like
was
I know
terrible.
what you're talking about. Like, and there's a lot of other ones like J.C. Penney.
Yeah.
like how that was
How it's
separated.
spelled
Yeah,
with an EY or just a Y at the
Yep.
end.
There's
And
a
then-
ton. Bernstein Bears.
or Berenstein.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
fuck out of here. You just don't know how
The-
to pronounce shit when you're a
the
child. So now like you're
Monopoly
an
guy
adult.
having a monocle, but
He
doesn't.
always fucking
Doesn't.
He doesn't have a
His
monocle.
glasses.
Oh, he doesn't?
Yeah, it's the peanut guy that has one.
Yeah.
Well,
The Monopoly guy's glasses.
he always looks like he's got a fucking monocle.
that weird?
You don't trust anybody
He
who's got
doesn't have
glasses and a
one.
top hat.
I don't
That's
trust
what you should
anyone with a
learn
monocle.
from that.
Forrest
Fuck.
Gump.
That's
I'm
why
trying-
everyone has peanut allergies now. That was a government
I'm trying
conspiracy.
to-
thing.
I
Fucking
used to
bullshit.
read all of these.
Yeah, there's
so
a
many.
bunch. There's a ton
Oh
of them.
yeah. There's a
Fruit
ton of them, but
Loops.
they're
Like people are like it's FROOT.
it was
know.
never FROOT.
Well,
Is
your
it?
memory is an interesting
No.
thing. That's the problem. Is that the way we collect memories?
No, it
and
is FROOT.
Oh, is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, it was never FRUIT.
See, now you don't even fucking
Fuck
know. And
outta
this is
here.
exactly what fucking.
But I mean,
happened.
it's like that's like
Like,
it's
it
just like
confuses
it's
you
not
into
something
being like,
you
yeah.
would really ever pay attention to. So it's like I don't.
But it's weird that
if I wouldn't be surprised if it was either one. I'd be like, okay.
the
Fruit Loops.
weirdness comes in the fact that so many people remember it wrong, but they remember it the same way wrong. Like they
Yeah.
remember incorrectly in the same manner.
Well, it's also you're taking what is essentially someone's memory from either childhood or long before.
I mean, not
and then-
necessarily.
and
That's
then
just our
saying,
generation.
Hey, do you want to feel left out?
Well, that's
Do
what
you
I'm
want to be
saying.
on the minority
That's
that says
just-
it was this way the whole time?
But that's
or do you want
just
to be on
our
the majority?
generation. There are plenty of adults that have the same recollection of things, like the Star Wars
Yeah,
thing.
it's because nobody really pays attention.
That's
to
what
anything.
I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And,
nobody
like,
really
people-
cares.
It's just odd.
People
that so many people are
collectively
wrong
talked
or
about
so-
it like the same way, so it was accepted like that way. And
Right.
you know, like you might have learned it that way, but isn't it like there's people that think there's 52 fucking states.
Yeah,
There's
well,
never been 52 fucking states.
there's 50
Well, Puerto
states and a
Rico.
couple of territories.
Yeah, but they're not states.
You're right. They're
Go
not.
count the
they're not.
fucking stars on the
You
flag.
know,
There's
you
50. Like
Don't
there's,
count those.
there's
there's
fucking
people
flag.
that like debate that. There's fucking 51 or 52 stars. Like
people
there's
are-
never been that. There's always 50.
Those people
Always.
are not smarter than a fifth grader.
Yeah,
either.
dude. Like
Oh, absolutely.
I-
they
I-
lose that show every
I
time.
totally understand
Really?
there are territories. And
I
like
hope so.
Puerto Rico can even fucking vote and they serve in the military, but they're not a state.
Which is bullshit.
They're not considered
In
a
my
state,
opinion.
so
They pay taxes, so
don't
Yeah, but they pay
consider
taxes and get zero benefit. That's kind of fucked.
yeah, they get protection from us.
Really? We
I
have
mean-
like a base there.
If somebody
but
attacked Puerto Rico,
If someone
we would
it's
we would
like attacking
definitely
America.
We
We
would
would
do
attack-
nothing. Under
No,
the current
we-
administration, we would do nothing and be like, oh,
Under-
it sucks to suck, Puerto Rico.
no way because they're not going to let anything happen to Puerto Rico because guess what's
Yeah.
right past it?
If
The
somebody
mainland
took
America.
if somebody took Puerto Rico,
Nobody
yes,
will
we would do
ever-
something about it. But if somebody just attacked Puerto Rico, we
They would
give
get
a
They
fucked
get
up.
fucked. I think
They
we
would
fuck 'em.
probably get away, and then we'd start
No
an issue
way.
with the major country.
I
But
think
Puerto
we'd
Rico
fuck
would
'em.
just be fucked and it would stay fucked.
No,
You'd be stupid to fuck.
Nobody
with
would
Puerto
care
Rico.
about it.
Nobody fucks with Puerto Rico.
I would hope so. I would hope nobody would fuck with Puerto Rico.
Why
but I'm
would you
saying
fuck
if
with
it
Puerto?
happens, I'm
Like, why
pretty
would
sure
you ever fuck with Puerto Rico? Did you see
they
Trump
do
wants to
nothing.
buy?
It's just too close.
What's he want to buy?
the US to not take. It's
Iceland
like
or
what we want.
Greenland?
Greenland.
Greenland, yeah.
No. It was Was it Iceland? No, it was Greenland.
It's
It was
Greenland. Yeah, I thought that'd be interesting.
We're gonna buy it.
Have we
Fuck
ever-
out of here?
Has a country like acquired a big chunk of land in recent history? I feel like that
Russia?
hasn't happened.
Crimea.
Well, yeah, but that, they kind of did, but they kind of didn't,
no,
right?
they took it. They didn't acquire
nobody's gonna say
shit.
they didn't
Yeah.
because it's fucking Russia.
They took it by power.
But it's not officially like part of Russia, right? I mean, that's
Well, it's not
still,
like we're not going to sit here and say that like the UN recognizes it or that like we here would. But
It's
if you're
Russian.
in
But it's
still
Crimea right now,
you're
you're
Russian.
Russian.
yeah,
Like you don't get a choice.
right.
But like that's the other thing. Like I don't think a lot of people realize is that like Eastern Europe has been in turmoil for a long time. There's been wars and conflict over
Oh
there
yeah,
for
constantly.
fucking decades now, and it's just
Did you ever
something that
hear?
You don't hear about
Do you remember when Greece went through their whole bankruptcy thing with Germany?
here. Oh yeah.
Did you ever hear any resolution of that?
Fuck no.
How that played out? I didn't either.
Yeah,
Their
it's
fucking
'cause
economy
it doesn't matter to us.
fucked.
Yeah, I
We're-
know,
we're
but
the
I'm still
economy that matters.
curious.
Yeah, they're not in a good shape. I don't know what came of it, but I just know their
I mean,
economy is
the way it
super
sounded
fucked.
is Germany essentially owns Greece now because of that weird agreement they had, that loan
Well,
they
it's
took.
funny enough, we could be in the same situation with China in like 20 years.
Yeah,
so-
it's
Oh,
like
that's not
whoever
far off.
owns the debt, whatever.
But even then, there's
It's-
nothing they could. I don't.
It's like,
see,
yeah, you own our debt, but
There's
are you
nothing can do
running
to
the
stop
country?
America
Yeah, but that
from
was the weird
existing.
thing about Greece was
Guess what? You're
there
just
was a
not
clause
getting paid.
in that loan that said if you don't pay us back at a certain time, you lose municipality rights and
Yeah.
we own your country.
Yeah, essentially. But
And
even
it's
then,
But the
basically
Greeks
Bank of
are-
Germany
Germany.
lets Greek do whatever the fuck they want.
You're right.
Even
And
yeah,
the
if you
people
want-
are still going to be like, yeah, no, we're
still Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Well,
not
unless
fucking
you have a
German.
Yeah,
mili-
I'm pretty sure that's
so-
something Germany wouldn't do given their history
But
of
the-
doing
well,
that
yeah,
exact thing.
The weird thing was so like a lot of Greek people quit paying their taxes when that happened.
It's-
So
Oh,
the
fuck
Greek
yeah, why
government
would
is
you?
essentially fucked right now.
Yeah,
like the only way that
because
you can,
we don't know if I'm giving my money to a German and to a Greek. Why would I give my
Yeah.
money up?
To
The only
anyone.
way
It's like saying
that
the same thing
you-
about America and Mexico. Mexico took over. I'm not fucking paying taxes. You bag of dicks.
like it would have to be a military takeover, and you'd have to come in and then install a German form of government. Otherwise, I don't think anybody would ever recognize it as such. It's still, and nobody's going to do that. Go to a war
call
just
it
to
the third-
take a piece of land.
Call it the Third Reich.
Oh my god!
I had
was a
to.
good
That was
one.
low
It was
hanging-
not-
it was
I'm
low
not
hanging
upset
fruit.
about
I had to do it.
I'm not upset about it. That was good. But like
That's actually pretty good.
that's why you'll never see anything like that happen in America. It just cannot happen. So that's why
That's why Tom Cruise is a Scientologist.
That's that's a privilege that comes with being a full circle. I know that's a privilege that comes with being an American. Is that there's no way in hell this goes anywhere besides just keeping
Not
being
maybe
American.
not in our lifetime, but
I don't think it's gonna happen in general. Like unless technology changes in a way that unifies everyone or excludes everyone.
severely excludes.
Yeah. Like it won't happen. It can't happen. There's too many of us.
I feel like
and
there's going to
too many
be.
people with
I
guns.
feel like there's going to be a
We're-
big shift in our lifetime.
And we're in
There's going to be big changes, and I think it's going to come in the next 20 years.
Yeah, I'm on the same page.
we're too entangled with too many other countries that are like bound by law too. Like if you attack America, you're attacking like how many other countries that you're
90% of the
considered-
world,
right? Like they're
Even beyond that, though.
like
I
we're-
think it's more than that in the fact that like everyone has a checkmate at this point too. We all have nuclear capability on some
no
level.
one's
whether-
ever going to do that again.
That's what I'm saying though. Is like number one, it was horrific the first time.
Even if the U.S. government loses control of the country and like we become some kind of rebel state as a whole,
right,
no one will ever use a nuke against us because everyone's fucked.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If everyone has a checkmate, if I fire, we all fire. Everyone's dead.
Yeah,
doesn't
and no one
matter.
wants to do that because
Exactly.
it's the
It's
end of the world.
counterproductive.
It's
right?
literally a.
How
the
can I
apocalypse.
make my money if they're all dead?
But I think when it comes to the U.S. specifically, it just can't happen because of how many people here are so unexposed to the rest of the world
Absolutely.
and anything that's going on,
Sure.
and too many people, too many of those people are obsessed with America. You just won't see anyone take the country over. It will not happen in our lifetimes, and unless something seriously changes. Even if we absolve the Second Amendment, there's too many rednecks out there who'd be like, "Fuck that!" Like they're
That's-
sitting up in a barn
Thank
somewhere.
God
waiting for
they're
the
doing
North
something.
Koreans.
Thank God they did something, right?
Yeah, no, and then like that's gonna be the funny part is it's gonna flip on its fucking head, and we're all gonna be like, "Thank that goddamn redneck who
Thank
kept his
those
gun."
cousin fucking
Fucking
moonshine
roll
making-
tide.
Oh God, yeah. Cousin fucker.
I think this is a good point to do a wrap up. We've got
Oh, yeah.
got a almost hour and a half in.
I can talk for days. Man.
Yeah, dude, this was a fun one.
That's
We
what's
didn't
fun.
have any plan.
We
just
haven't
were
done a
like,
chill one in a while.
I
I
think
know
if
it's
we,
nice to just not have somebody and not have to like interview. I guess
I would love to do this again sometime, and then have like something we want to talk about specifically.
yeah.
Because I think anytime that we can get, obviously this is fun. I'd love to do it again if you'd have me.
for sure.
But if we have some time to actually focus on something we want to like dig deep
Yeah,
into,
man.
Yeah.
it'd be good. Fucking. time.
We've been toying around with doing like a short too.
Yeah.
Just doing,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
a one
Shorts.
topic, like a 30, 40
Yeah.
minute one.
Exactly.
down.
Do some
That'd be
shorts.
tight.
But we're gonna go watch some football now. We will not have an episode released this it won't be a new episode, I should say. It's going to be an old recording
It's
that
new
me
to
and
everyone
Fada
else.
did a long time ago, so it might be really raunchy and it might not be very well composed.
Old grassroots episode.
But it's not recorded from this week because I'm going on a vacation. So just know that the episode that comes out next time is an old recording. It should be kind of funny though to hear that.
I will say, check out Twitch TV /masterful with a 3 for the E for
Yeah.
my stream if you ever want to see me.
James is a game streamer.
We'll put it on Facebook as
Yes,
well.
yeah,
So
send me the link. I'll
again,
fucking watch.
it's
I'll put
it's
it up there.
twitch.com /masterful. The E is a 3, MAST3 ER. Yeah, RFUL, not ER. Masterful with a
You don't
3.
even play video games.
Check the Twitch out.
Yep.
And that's a wrap for today. Thanks, everybody.
Take it easy. You don't even play video games. Oh, that was fun. I could get Connie